Hello and welcome. This is Simply Saturday, and I'm going to show you this fast and easy card and how to make it. We are going to start with a card base of Coastal Cabana. This is a 5.5 inch by 8.5 inch piece of paper that has been scored at 4 1/4 and folded. If you have your bone folder handy, you will want to press that crease and just reinforce that lovely crisp fold. All right, then I have two pieces of white cardstock. These both measure 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. I have a piece of pretty Peacock cardstock. This piece measures 3 1/4 inches by 4.5 inches. And then a smaller white piece measuring 3 inches by 4 1/4 inches. I have a strip of paper, and my paper is coming from the Valley in Bloom 12 by 12 set of papers. I have those sitting here. You can get a little peek at the big variety of prints that you get in that paper. So I've chosen this one mostly because I wanted to go with this color. So we're using this little plaid piece. And this piece measures 1.5 inch by 5 1/4 inches. All right, now I'm going to mention as we put this together that this might look familiar to you, especially if you watch my Stamp Club tutorials. We made this card at Stamp Club, and you can find the tutorial for this card linked here in the corner. So I took the basic idea of this layout, but this was much more involved. This would not be a Simply Saturday card as it has lots of the layering and the die cuts. So this took quite a bit more time to put together, although not hard to do. So I hope you'll watch that video as well. So I wanted to stick with the same layering concept, but go for a fast and easy card to create. So here we go. We're going to take one of those large white pieces of cardstock and go ahead and attach it to our folded Coastal Cabana card base. And I will be showing you a second similar version of this card at the end, so you'll have two ideas to bounce off of today. All right, then I'm going to take the smallest of the white pieces and my piece of pretty Peacock and attach those together. Now, in case you already watched that other video, and at this point you're thinking, oh, I know exactly where this is headed, don't get ahead of me yet because you'll end up putting your DSP in the wrong place. Okay, so we've got that piece attached. We have this attached. On the other card design, our designer series paper went here with this layer over it. We are not doing it that way on this card. So I'm glad that you did not get ahead or you'd have that in the wrong place. All right, we're going to go ahead and now attach this to the entire card front. And then we will move to our designer series paper. Now I'm just checking my borders all the way around the edge of this pretty peacock and trying to line it up with equal borders and nice and straight. Okay, now we're going to take this piece and we're going to lay it right across the center. So this is going to go end to end on the white piece, keeping a Coastal Cabana border on the edges. And we can go ahead and do that. At this point, we're going to get ready to stamp. And I am using a die cut circle from Stylish Shapes. I'm trying to get this a little bit more centered as I'm talking. There we go. All right, I'm using a die cut circle from Stylish Shapes. You can use, if you don't have any dies and you're just jumping into this, you can use a square piece of cardstock that measures, oh, about 2.5 or 2 3/4 inches square. So you could do this portion with just a cut piece of white cardstock if you wish. I really like the circle, and hopefully you have a circle punch or a circle die that you can use for this. We are going to stamp on this, so let's do that next. I'm using the Lily of the Valley stamp set. I'm not doing any die cutting on this card, but this is available as a bundle in case you do want the coordinating dies. But for our fast and easy version, we are not doing any die cutting. On my little circle, I'm going to just take some black ink and my stamp. And we're going to get this stamped right onto the circle. And I'm going to go a little bit off to the left side. Like so. Then with Pretty Peacock ink, I'm going to stamp the words right next to it. Now, if you don't want to use the Pretty Peacock or you don't have it, you could just stamp the words in black. That would be lovely as well. But I'm going to go ahead and throw in just a little color by doing a little thanks in Pretty Peacock. All right, now this looks very nice. I feel like we need to color in our image just a bit. So I'm starting with Lemon Lime Twist. This is the light of the light and dark. And this is a Stampin' Blend. And I'm just going to, as you'll see very quickly, throw some green on my leaves. I'm not even completely filling it in. I'm not taking a lot of time to worry about it. And then here's the big surprise. I'm going to take Pretty Peacock, and I'm just going to put a line and a line and a line. Blue, I know. But we're going to go back to our green now and blend this. Now, if you don't have this combination of Stampin' Blends, you could just color the leaves in green. Maybe you have 2 tones of green. That would be nice too. But surprisingly, look how good that little bit of blue blended in is going to come out. All right, with that blue marker, my Stampin' Blend, what I'm going to do, let me show you on a scratch piece. I'm going to use the bullet end of my marker, and I'm just going to do this little movement like a squiggle. Okay, here it is bigger, but I'm just going to do it teeny. And that's what I'm going to do at the top of each of these little flowers. Squiggle, 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 squiggle. And that's it. All right, this is going to get some dimensionals, and I apologize. I have the full-size dimensionals packed away in a bin with some other stamping projects that I'm doing. So instead of pausing to go get those, I'm going to grab my minis, but it's going to take quite a bit more of these because they're small. If I had my full-size ones, I would probably just use 4 of them. But in a pinch, this will work just fine. All right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going all the way around the edges, and I'll probably put 2 more here in the middle. All right, so whichever size dimensional you have, grab those and get those in place on the back of your circle. I'm going to, oh, I thought this was just the paper, but it's another dimensional. Let's get that guy out of the way. All right, we can pull the backings off of these. Couple more. There we go. All right. And now coming back to our prepared card, this is just going to go right here in the center. Fast, easy, and beautiful. Now, at this point, we can stop if you want to, or we could add some embellishments to this. And I'm going to show you the other one where I did add the embellishments. Okay, so we'll do that. But let's go ahead and stamp this piece, which is going to go inside the card. And for that, we're going to do it really quick and easy. We're going to go back to that pretty Peacock ink pad and the one stamp that we already used. So we're going to use our ink and we're going to go back to this stamp. Let's clean the black ink off of this. Let's get this one going. And we'll just drop this right here on the inside. Just a little decoration and a little hint of what we did on the front of the card. So this is now going to go on the inside. And then I'll show you some options for decorating with your little gems or your embellishments. All right, so this one is now complete, like so. And let me bring in the other one. So this one is very similar, but I did a different paper. You can see that I used, actually it was the back side of the other paper, and put my strip there. The pieces of cardstock are the same measurements as the one that we made together. All right, so these are the same. I just used the different paper. And on this one, I used all white embellishments. And on this one, we're going to use a little mix. So I have shimmering dots, and I'm going to use one of the blue ones up here. And let's use a green and a white. So we're getting use out of all three of these colors. They are super pretty, very shimmery. And now we've pulled in the blue, the white, and the green on this version, as you can see. So there you have it. That is our fast and easy card for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you were able to stamp along, or we'll go back and make this card now. I love hearing your comments and your questions, so be sure and talk to me. Let me know what you're thinking after watching this, and I will put some helpful information for you below this video. Until next time, happy stamping.